You're you're streaming to multiple channels, or
No.
No, he tried ultra low latency instead of just low latency.
oh,
I don't even know how to fix that.
I just don't think that was it. I think it's because it was saying go live on my side and not his. So I don't know.
Dang, guys, how do I can't even find my preferences anymore.
Well, we're live now.
Oh, are we? Oh,
We are.
hey. All right.
Oh, we are?
Well, I guess it says we're live for 33 seconds. That's fantastic.
Surprise!
It's like, hey, it's literally telling me that we can't go live. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Oh my goodness, awesome.
Oh, embarrassing, man. All right, now let's readjust because
Let's get this over to the other people.
wow, we'll just have to chop all of this out at the end or once it's there. So but that's better. Less suspense. Going live. Dang.
All right, let's
yeah,
share
one of you
this
guys will
out.
post it over there.
Yeah, I got it in there already.
Oh, you
Good
did?
deal.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna find that so I can find my my chat. So welcome. I'm Eric with East Texas Homestead. This is Rodney Hunt, and this is Adam Delay, and we are super delayed. It's not.
Yep.
It's not
And
Adam's
it wasn't
fault,
my
though.
fault this
It's
time.
not Adam's fault. It's 100% Ecamp's fault. We'll blame that. But we're glad y'all are here. Welcome. And tonight we're answering questions, so get those into the chat. I don't even have the chat open because I'm that prepared right now. We got Jim. What's up? Howdy. And we are.
Everybody else is still on the other one.
They're all hanging out on the other one. Dang. All right. Well, hopefully they'll be back, and then we can start this thing. That really threw me for a loop. So I am all kinds of discombobulated, to use a fun word there. All right. We've got Eric Pierce. What's up? Bouncing around the inner tubes. How about that? Let me see if I can bring up some of these comments. See, all I have to do is click on it, right? And that looks fantastic. It looks exactly as just
feel like
terrible.
Wilson from Home Improvement.
Oh man, I haven't seen that show in years. We were trying to explain to the boys, my wife and I, TGIF, and just like what it was to us as kids, and it was yeah, definitely not just binge watching YouTube.
No.
Mike E, howdy. We got Mike in the house. Jim and Sav. Tell the others to click the link. Head on over there. Just tell them. Yeah, so we are just kind of trying to figure all of this out. How many episodes in are we at this point? 5?
Sure.
I don't know.
That's something. I don't know. Sorry, put you on the spot. All right, we got Bebop. Yo, made it over here. Howdy. All right. Awesome guy, Diver. How about that? Pensacola, Florida in the house. Where are you guys at? Put your locations, your IP addresses and your social security numbers. It sounds like I'm trying to get you. No, please don't do that. But where's everybody coming in from? It's exciting. I'm seeing the comments are starting to fly in. There we go. Austin Maddox, I know you're real close to me. Oh, here we are. Yep, that's right. Welcome. Mike E is from Colorado. Yep. All right. We got Donnie. Wait. I guess I could read over here. Okay, I'm here. U.S. versus Canada. On to Let's Go USA. Okay. I don't know what is it? I'm not sure what that's about, but anybody comments?
Hockey tonight.
Is it hockey? I don't know. Something.
I thought that was over. What? Oh, okay, maybe not.
I don't keep up with any sports, which makes me, I guess, a social outcast many times. So, Donnie coming in from Oxford, Mississippi. Nice. I don't know why when I clicked on your comment, everything went away on my end. Austin, hiding in the shadows, is that just like secrecy? Good deal. Look at that. We got a $10 super chat from Bebop. What's up?
Bam.
Oh, super sticker.
Sweet.
Nice. Pear-shaped rolling on the floor laughing. I can't see it over here. I bet it looks amazing on YouTube. Oh, it's a hockey game. Gotcha. That makes sense. I was kind of thinking of something like that, but I was also hoping it wasn't like some tariff war or something. That's where my mind immediately went. All right. Got Pete in here from Maine. All right. Welcome. And Mike E is wondering if anyone has submitted their solar photos for us to go over. That's a good question. Before we jump into all of that, for those who are here on my channel, but maybe don't know Rodney for some reason, or Adam, I'm going to let you two plug your channels, introduce who you are, what you do, and then we'll start jumping into more stuff. So Rodney, take it away, and we'll then pass it over to Adam.
I'm Rodney. Some of you guys might know me. My channel is just Rodney Hunt, just basically my name. And I do DIY solar and a lot of self-reliant stuff. And of course, these live streams. So if you're interested, hey, come check me out.
And I'm going to push a button that's supposed to plug Rodney's channel and his affiliate links, and it looks like it's really sloppy. There's a direct link to his channel. Hopefully that comes through well. So you can jump over there, subscribe, and then if you're going to shop from Signature Solar in the next 24 hours, do it through Rodney's link. Go ahead and click that button right there. And then we're going to jump over. Adam, I'll let you talk, and I'm going to plug yours down here in the chat as well.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name's Adam DeLay. Like Rodney's channel, mine's just simply my name. If you're not familiar with my channel at all, I go through as I'm progressing, taking my house and my property off grid. And so I've been, over the last several years, just testing different inverters, systems, batteries, in my hopes to one day take my home completely off grid, be a little more self-reliant. I think I'll steal Rodney's words. That seems to work out best, but less dependent on somebody else to provide something for me. So thanks, Eric, for hosting tonight, and looking forward to seeing what questions everybody's got.
Yeah, absolutely. Just here pushing buttons, and sometimes they do the right things and sometimes they don't. I'll push that button and hey, look at that. It actually works. So be sure if you're here, it really helps us out and helps more people get to jump on here and chat with us if you like, and share this with somebody. Go ahead and just like spam all of your friends with the link, and that'll make you real popular next time you see them. So let's see. There we go. Mike E. Self-reliant equals stick it to the man. Yep. All right, Bebop. You got to have chickens to go off grid. Do you have chickens, Adam?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about your chickens.
They're in the freezer.
Nice. So I got a little personal deal here. Today, for the first time, so second time on an actual smoker. I've been a pellet smoker fan for, gosh, I don't know, probably the last 6-7 years, something like that. I don't remember how long. It's been a while. But I just finally decided to try out actually using real wood on a real smoker. And so I smoked some, because this is what I had in the fridge or freezer at the time, some chicken strips or just chicken tenders, which not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination, but I figured that'll be good. A good first use case, at least to get them out of the freezer so we can put some beef in there. And then tonight, one of the reasons why I'm a little late jumping over here and smell like smoke, which I'm sure y'all cannot smell, is because we smoked some wings, and they actually turned out really good. So I was very pleased with the way they turned out. I also smoked some little baby potatoes, but they did not get all the way done, so I didn't eat any potatoes. Maybe the fam's in there finishing those up, but
Yeah, you won't get any.
yeah. Anyway, the wings turned out fantastic, and I'll definitely be doing it again. Just brined them up all day, and then threw a little baking powder and some garlic, salt, and pepper on it. I'd be curious in the chat if any of you guys are into smoked meats or cheeses or drinks or whatever it is, and if something like that, doing more like culinary stuff on the channel would be interesting to y'all, because I would love to do some smoking videos. So just throwing that out there. So let me know in the chat if that is of interest. We'll keep moving on unless you guys have something to say about that.
No, you're making me hungry.
Yeah.
You never eat until after the stream, man. I couldn't do that.
Nope.
I like meat.
That's right.
Rodney, you're pretty much all carnivore at this point, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Over a year now.
That's fantastic.
That's
Guys,
awesome.
y'all go back and you look at like Rodney's earlier videos, not to be like, go back and look at Rodney, he was fat, but dude, you look fantastic. It's great, man.
The truth is the truth, man. So hey, it is what it is.
There's something to that diet.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people I work with now that's doing it. So I mean, it's not just a few people. Now there's a lot of people doing it, and it works for almost everybody I've seen. So
yeah,
I'm not a doctor or any of that stuff.
That's right.
But hey, reality is reality. So blood pressure is better. All the stuff they've told us over the years. This is YouTube. We can't get into medical stuff, but you can go do your own research.
Demonetized?
Yeah. This ain't even my channel. I ain't trying to get them in trouble. So, but do your own research like everything, and just make your own decisions. That's what I say. So, I made the decision for myself, and it's working for me. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I just brought this question up here. Best advice for finding pieces of land to homestead on, and it just disappeared. So Vox, I wish I had great advice for you here. I actually inherited land. Super blessed that my parents were thinking ahead, years and years and years ago, and they gave me a little piece of the property as an early inheritance, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for their sacrifice and paying for it early on. While I clear my throat, I'll see if you guys have anything to say there.
I would say I don't know. I'm still looking myself. I mean, I got a little piece of land here, and I'd love to have a actual homestead at some point, but so I don't have much advice for you. I would say a lot of times is word of mouth would probably be the best way for somebody that may have extra land and they would be willing to part with it, but they're not really they don't have it listed. So if you just know people and talk to people, I'll just ask people, say, hey, do you have any land for sale? Especially if they are like a farmer or somebody that owns a lot of land or something.
Yeah, that's interesting. Adam, anything to add to that?
It's hard to find. I know
make
that
any more of it.
We're even planning on looking for more once my son graduates high school, and that's 4 years away right now. So we're actively looking, but between prices and availability, it's not easy to find.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll sell my 4 acres. You come buy it in 4 years, and then I'll go buy something else.
Yeah. I would just say take your time and make sure you get what you want, because if you buy the wrong lands, you're kind of stuck with it, at least for a while. Biggest things: water, access, and structure. Get those things right in that order, and you know, water being both. You know, do you have city water or county water, or a well, or the ability to drill a well, or um, a large pond, and is the pond in the correct spot? Because it's really difficult to move a pond if you find out later that's the wrong place for it. Access, making sure that driving through and around the property is appropriate. Getting over creeks, you have no idea how expensive culverts are unless you've purchased them. I only had to put in 2 sets, but my gosh, they're expensive. And then, obviously trying to get power to a property isn't that big of a concern anymore when we're talking about DIY solar at this point. You don't have to spend, $60,000 to get, power up onto a remote piece of property or something like that, because we've got these other options. And then structure, right? Where are the buildings? What are they? Are you building? Whatever. Just think through all of those. And then I'd say you'll be good to go. Let's see, looking through some of these questions here. I guess I'll go back up here. Donnie says, gosh, I've got my camera right in the way. So, Eric, your climate is closest to mine here. Wait, your climate is closest to mine here now. Do you cool your electric room? How do you cool your electric room? Man, I'm struggling here. Sorry, guys. I know how you heat, but it gets hot and humid here. Yes, it does. So I have a window unit right here. I'll just up out of view. And I run that. I keep I put it on a timer and I crank it down to where all night long it's just freezing this place out. And then this will be the first summer I've gone through with this room insulated. I actually went back through and tried. I did a kind of pitiful job, but I spray foamed the cracks and I insulated. It's mostly done. So a window unit. That's all I got right now. How about you guys?
I have the mini split, of course, for my buildings. Well, I have a mini split in this building. In my other building, I just have an air conditioner, and I don't even have a heater in it now, but I had a heater in it at one time. It never seemed like I needed it because the system running just kept it warm enough where it wasn't going to freeze, because I'm here in southeastern North Carolina. Usually it doesn't freeze, unlike today and yesterday where we had all this ice on everything. But usually it doesn't. In the last couple of weeks, last month, we've had a couple of times where we've had some problems, but it just is what it is. Got to roll with it. Mini splits, that's what I say.
Yeah. I would not put in the window unit if I didn't already have it. I would go with the mini split. Adam, do you have any issues? Yours in your basement, right? I bet it's basically just it takes care of itself.
65 degrees.
Yeah, mine stays 65 to 70 degrees year round. During the winter time, there's hot water lines from our outdoor wood boiler running right through the utility room. So that heats the space up. Plus the furnace is, 10, 12 feet away from all the batteries. So yeah, there's no problem with temperature down here.
Yeah. Kind of a similar question. Austin says, if I were to redo my system, the first thing I would do is relocate everything into a solar shed or somewhere where I can't hear it. It gets loud. And boy, does it. I half the time I've got these in my ears and I'm not listening to anything. They're just blocking the sound from these. Yeah. So it's fun. Yeah. And then the outdoor units, I'm still not sold on putting an outdoor unit outside in Texas. And the only reason I say that is just because of the amount of heat. I guess if it's not in direct sun, it'll be all right. But that's just something to think about.
It gets hot here too. My parents I put theirs outside, but
Yeah.
like I said, it's not in direct sunlight. I got the panels over it, so usually most of the day it's not in direct sunlight. So we'll see. It's been good for
People.
over a year now, I think.
Nice. Northeast. So this that's out of my zone there. But people were asking where, or I guess maybe even you guys asked where he was thinking about looking. So we got that. Bebop, everything's
I know
better
West
smoked.
Virginia prices were cheap.
In West Virginia. Yeah, I agree, Bebop. Everything. Man, there was a time when I first got into it, I was smoking anything that I gotta be careful what I say. I was smoking everything because that'd be clips. But yeah, I mean everything we were eating. I mean, it was like if we were making pizza, it was going on the smoker. If we were making pumpkin soup, it was going on the smoker. If I was doing chili, smoker. If I was having a whiskey, smoker. I mean, like whatever it was, right? It did not matter on the smoker. I don't smoke a whole lot of foods anymore, but I'm getting back into it, so I'm enjoying that. Do either of you guys use smokers or grills, or y'all outdoor cooks at all?
Not usually.
Yeah.
Not me, because it's usually too hot. I guess since I got this little solar pergola thing now, I could put my Blackstone under it. I do have a Blackstone, but I rarely use the thing.
Yeah, gosh, I wear mine out. Of course, we're always hosting like our home church and stuff, and so, man, I'm using that thing to feed lots of people all the time. Here we go. This one's for Adam. Looking forward to your chicken build out, chicken build out. I'm hoping you give them their own solar setup. We shall see, I guess.
Well, the coop's got panels on it. I mean, half of it's, well, 3/4 of it's got panels all over the roof, and I've toyed around with the idea of putting something out there. The hard part is just batteries.
And it's already powered by that. What is it? Blue 80. What do you have that's going out that way?
So
Blue 80?
I have the Blue Eddy EP800 on the barn, and that runs the barn and the outbuildings. And I mean, surprisingly, even when we've had the -20s, I mean, it's still running fine. It pulls power from the grid when those heaters need to kick on. It's not. I would imagine most DIY folks probably wouldn't be interested in it. It's really one of those set it and forget it type things. And it doesn't give you as much information as at least I would like to see for the average person that just wants some kind of a home backup that's quiet and doesn't really want to think about it at all. That might be perfectly fine for them.
Yeah, that's great. Without getting myself demonetized, I'll just put that right there. But congratulations. That's awesome.
Hey, there's a lot of people, man. A lot of people.
Dude, no joke. Hopefully here in the near future, we will have the ability to speak a little more freely about certain things. Yeah. We got a Florida man in the house, Miguel. Nice. How about it? Scrolling through chats. All right, Mike E says Vox. Oh, yeah, he's talking about Vox. We found our land via Zillow. You can find a general area, pick acreage and price point, and kind of go from there. Nice. It's close to Pennsylvania. Dutch County. Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Let's. I'm gonna move on. See if we've got anything else here. All right, Chris, welcome. We're on about 10 acres here in South Island. In the South Island of New Zealand. No kidding. And
Wow.
we want more. Yeah, man. I know. It's like batteries. Just want more,
Never
more
have
solar
enough.
panels, more batteries. But also wanting for the kids to finish high school. Yeah. Waiting for the kids. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah. The reason I want more is so that I can do what my parents did to me and pass it off as an inheritance. I'm like, uh, I don't love the idea of then having to like fork up 10 acres to give to my kids. Here's your 2.5 acres. Versus what I was able to be blessed with. So I'd love to do that. Let's see. Steven, we bought 5.2 acres in August after looking for 4 years. All right. We brush
Wow.
hogged it and added a gate so far. And that's a beast of a chore already. Yeah. Michael Adams, hello, sir. Howdy. All right. Bebop needs another mini split. Vox. Yep. Let's see. There we go. Bebop. My solar shed sits right beside both my coops. Have a hard time keeping them from running into the shed and climbing all over everything. Yeah. Yep. All right. I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions here, so I'll stop just reading the live chat. But that is fun to see what you guys are talking about. Live stream is breaking up for anybody else. Yeah. My internet connection decided to fall off the face of the earth, and so I got a notification saying that it was dropping. So that's kind of where we're at. Unfortunately, sorry guys. But be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all that stuff. The stuff I'm trying to say. I was trying to push the button, but it failed. There it is. There it is. All right.
Boom.
I don't know why it came in so late. But
It's your internet.
Probably. It's just one of those days. It's just
A lot of tech problems.
so
Yep.
before we move on to a couple other things, Adam, what videos or projects do you have coming up on your channel that you're excited about that people need to know, and other than your chicken coop build, so that you can get people to jump over there and watch your stuff?
Let's see. What do I want to spill on?
Ooh. Got any NDAs
I've got-
you can talk about?
Thankfully, nothing right now is under NDA, so I can really share what I want.
All right.
I have one battery on the bench right now.
All right.
It's another golf cart battery,
Okay.
and this one actually, like I've been asked for golf cart batteries in the past after I looked at the one, and they all kind of look the same to me. But this one stood out being a little bit different.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it right there. I don't want to spoil too much. And then right now, on the other side of the camera, I have 3 fairly decent sized boxes blocking my hallway that are the next thing up to look at.
Okay.
But I don't want to share what those are either.
Can't talk about it. All right. Well, hopefully, I know it's going to be good. That's what I can say for sure.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
More than likely. I can't make any of these short videos to save my life.
That's hilarious. And man, we've got a super chat in the house from Rodney Hunt. Yeah, that guy does it every time.
Bam.
What is the deal? Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. Hey, that's 2 super chats. 3 more, and we will stay on until 8:30 Central Time. So yeah, for you guys who don't know the drill. Typically, we stick to an hour exactly. And of course, we were like 5 minutes late due to technical difficulties. So we'll stick around a little bit longer for that. But if we get a bunch of super chats and it's rolling in, the chat's going crazy, we will stick around longer. And also super chats, in case you don't know what it is, because I did have someone ask me that they did, like, you keep mentioning super chats. What is it? It's extortion. That's it. That's all it. No, it's a way for you guys to say thanks. A super chat, a super sticker, like $2 be just, or no, you could say thanks without the money. We appreciate you being here. Y'all just being here is awesome enough. We don't want to sound like greedy hogs that are just saying, give us money or else we're leaving the chat now. But there's a lot of expense that goes into this. Y'all wouldn't believe the amount of money we've all dumped into streaming gear so that we can do this. So just a shameless plug on all of our ends. I'm going to put Rodney's affiliate links in for Signature Solar, and I'm going to put Adam's affiliate links in for Current Connected. Depending on where you want to shop, use their links, and it really makes a difference for our families. So I appreciate that when y'all do that. And the super chats are just a way to say thanks. But also, guys, please don't feel like you need to super chat every week. That's it. We don't want you to feel like you have to do that to be here. With that out of the way, let me get back to the chats. And Austin, and oh gosh, I got a super chat thing. I gotta do this real quick. There we go. Where was it? I don't even have it up yet, so I can. There it is. Super fish or something. Super sticker. From okay. Okay. I don't know what any of that means. I bet it looks fantastic on YouTube. But thank you so much. That's really cool. Fish, I appreciate it. Man, yeah, that's fun. It really distracts me when they come through too, which is even better for someone who's like, squirrel, super chat, there's a fish, and then a Shiba, and but I was trying to get back to Austin. Where was it? Somebody else has to push the buttons next week. Okay. I enjoyed watching your meeting with Signature Solar. Any more info about what products you got coming soon? Products like Signature Solar or me specifically? What exactly?
Projects.
Oh, projects. Sorry, the font is like 3 point. You see as I'm getting closer just because I'm trying to read it. You got coming soon. What exactly were you picking up? Yeah. Great question, Austin. So I'll plug a little bit real quick. I have started a solar power one-on-one series, which I think is going to be fundamental for, since it's 101, the fundamental basic stuff. It'll be fundamental for guys who are starting this journey, or gals. I don't discriminate here. And it's just starting through, the very basics of what is Ohm's law. That was the first one, episode 1. Next, we're going into power, and we're going to start going all the way through the basics so that by the time beginners get into their build, they feel really comfortable with what they're doing. So it's fun for me because I get to really like dive deep into this to make sure that I'm giving it away or telling it correctly. And so it's forcing me to learn more than I even do in the past. So anyway, it's good. So, but to Austin's question, I've picked up 2 wall mount batteries, 2 more. And so I'm going to be completely redoing this entire system. The 6000 XPs will each have their own wall mount battery. So I'm excited about that. The server rack batteries, the Life Power 4 batteries, those are going to be moved over to a testing station, and I've got a 12,000 XP that's going to go up there. I'm still trying to get through this Sun Gold Power review, having issues with it, so it's making it slower for me to get that content out. But yeah, that's kind of what's coming. And I've got a bunch of other ideas that I'm excited about, but haven't nailed down quite yet to talk about. But that's the basics of what we've got coming. Yeah, Mike, we have to sign NDAs. No, not really. I think I've had one ask, and I was like, I don't do that. But for the most part, no, we don't. You know, with the bigger companies that we work with, they just don't. We find out when products come out the same time you guys do. So that's kind of where we're at on that.
We're not on the Will Prowse level.
Yeah, man,
he's getting stuff months ahead. Or Gavin and him get stuff early.
Right. Oh man, I haven't seen Gavin on the chat tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. He might be on the other one.
I hope no one's over
get him
there.
on a stream next week.
I hope no one's over there.
Yeah, I'll try and get him on next week.
That'd be great.
I'm gonna be working, so.
Oh, okay. So won't be Rodney. So yeah, be sure to once again go over to Adam's channel and subscribe there. And then here, and I guess typically we try to get the streams, assuming that I don't have the time wrong and it's just not, and then have to switch streams. We typically try to get it out at least a few days in advance, so you can click the get notified button. Let's see. All right. John says, I see so many YouTuber installs that are rat's nests and not using any kind of code. What's your advice to DIYers who are getting started?
Who cares about a code?
John,
I'm just kidding. Be safe.
John didn't see any videos today, did he?
So that's one of the things that I'm doing with my next rebuild. Everything is going to be, at least to the best of my ability, put inside conduit and inside the boxes that sit on top of the batteries. And I'm going to do that. But yeah, advice for DIYers, from what I understand, it's just big raceways, right? Just get a big old metal raceway and put all your stuff in that. But code, that should satisfy most of the code requirements. Now, local, if you live in some commie town or something, I don't know, it'll be different. But yeah, that's what I would say. Actually, I got a phone call from the county today about something completely unrelated, and I saw it, and I'm like, hello. It was a very, very, very unrelated thing, but it had my heart pounding. Going on code enforcement. They saw my YouTube videos.
I had all my stuff in a raceway at one point, but when you start changing out stuff and moving stuff, and you're like, I'm not done with this, so I'm not going to put this back up. So that's why my stuff's kind of a rat's nest right now, because I'm still going to add more solar, and maybe when I get everything where I think it's going to be done, I will actually do that. I'll probably never do it because I'm never going to be done. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I had one up there at one time. It did look a lot better, but
one of the hardest things is that it's very difficult as a content creator to say, now here's where these wires go, and follow them around and show them in like a picture or wherever if they're all stuffed in a box, because they don't, like, you look in the raceways, talk about a rat nest, most of the time they're all over the place instead of just nicely, screwed to the wall. So stuff.
And if you want to make that thing look nice, it's going to take you a lot of time. That's for sure. And I don't have the patience for that.
Yep. And I guess, no, I'm not going to plug that one yet. I might, do I want to?
Well, why don't you
I could
share the email address if people want to share their own systems.
That's a great idea. And then we'll talk about the one system that did come in that we can take a look at, just to share it. So what was it? Live at easttexashomestead.com, I think. Is that what we said?
So yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I should have had a banner or something to put up on screen. Yeah, I'd say send pics of your system to live. I'm typing this into the chat. This says Homestead, if I can spell, .com, and put unplugged in the subject, because I get between like the 7 email addresses I get, or I've got stuff coming to, stuff gets crazy lost. All right, I'm gonna do that and say boom. All right, and hopefully I spelled everything correctly. Live at easttexashomestead.com, and send us your stuff. Basically, you know, what we're going to do there is just kind of take a look at what you've got and just share it, because sometimes people want to see other people's stuff. So I'm trying to find, here it is. So I think if I did this right, we're about to see Jim G's setup. And my dogs are barking at something. Sorry about that, y'all. I got to figure out which one of these buttons it is. I think it's this one right here, but y'all might disappear. No, there you are.
Twice. Bam.
Is it? All right. I saw something about audio is muted. Are we muted?
I don't think so.
No.
One of
Okay.
mine might be
think
muted
so.
because you got me up there twice, I think. No, you don't. You got me up there once. Never mind,
Okay.
I'm looking at something else.
You're messing with Eric.
No. Okay. So this is Jim's setup. He's got 2 of the Sun Gold powers. Very cool. And I'm trying to shrink it so we can see it all, but I don't know what I'm doing here. He said, "Don't judge me," in the email. But man, you got to start somewhere, and that looks like a solid place to start. Are these the batteries down
Yeah.
here? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Or a workbench, either way. But I think we've all been there.
I'm definitely of the mindset that if you have something that's working safely and, you know, your kids can't touch it and get hurt or anything like that, I'm all for it. I'm not about it looking good. I'm about it working and being able to take care of your family during an emergency if you need some power. So
That's right.
I'd rather for you to be there than for it to look pretty. Just my opinion. It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it looking good.
Yeah.
But if I can make it work first, I'd rather do that, and then I can go back and make it look good if that's your plan.
As long as it's safe.
Yes.
And effective. That's where we like to stay. So that was the first one. Thanks, Jim, for sending that in. We did get a video that I was trying to I just didn't have time to figure out how to get that to share. So so movie audio is muted when it came in. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So send in your pictures if you want us to talk about them and take a look here. I see we got 15 likes at this point and 29 people watching. So smash that like button, share the show with your friends. All right, let's see. I'm going to jump back into chat. When do you guys start talking while I start reading to see where we're at?
Well, when you send in your pictures to the live stream, you know, send in what you have. Send in, you know, what do you think are pros and cons of your system? And then also include, if you had to do it all over again, what would you change, if anything? You know, sometimes even those little tips from not just us, because we've all done things that I wish I wouldn't have done it like this. Those are the things that can really help, especially the folks getting started, to not make the mistakes that we made. You know, save them the headache. So we're kind of trying to give people ideas of how they could do things, but also how can you get away from the mistakes that we made.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good stuff. We got a question from David. He says, I have 6,000 XP with 4 12-volt 100 or 260 amp batteries run in series. Can I add different types slash server rack batteries? I know you guys are mixing and matching some batteries. So I have not gone that route yet. So I'm not the expert to discuss this. So what do you guys think?
All my different batteries are all 48 volt or 51.2, however you want to say it. So I'm not sure about that myself. It probably would be fine, but I definitely would recommend having all the batteries at least be the same voltage. And I understand you put them in series and all that, but
Right.
it all just depends on the BMS and the battery, and I'm just not sure. It definitely won't be able to communicate. I'm doubting it'll be able to communicate at all, but
Adam saw a head
Yeah.
nod, but yep.
You would, I mean, can it be done? Yes. Should it? Like Rodney said, you're probably going to end up having a lot less issues if you can go straight to 48 volt instead of trying to combine 4 12 volts plus a 48 volt in parallel. You really got to keep an eye on those 12 volt batteries and make sure that they're staying balanced, properly balanced between each other. Because if one of those, and it depends if we're talking flooded lead acid or if we're talking, a lithium battery that actually has a BMS. But if one of those batteries disconnects, well, that really messes things up because now you're down to a 36 volt system, but you've paralleled in a 48 volt battery. So it could cause some problems.
Yeah, maybe the solution, at least for now, is to just buy 4 more 12-volt batteries and build it out that way. But it's been a long time since I've done anything with 12 volts in series, and I definitely didn't. I didn't put series in parallel, so I mean, I think it should work, but that's something that's just outside my wheelhouse. Bob says no conduit or gutters in solar shed, just bushings where needed. Conduit over to, are we talking about the image that we just had pulled up? Conduit over to ground mounted no, I guess maybe this is, sorry, I should
I think
just
he's
read it.
talking about just how he set up his system.
Okay, gotcha. At first I was thinking, as I started reading it, I was going, oh, am I, maybe he was talking about from code, you're not supposed to have conduit or gutters in a solar shed. But I don't think that's what he's saying here. But at first I was like, oh no, we've been telling people wrong. Bob's law enforcement, and he's coming to get us. No, just kidding. Good to see you, Bob. And thanks for jumping on and giving us some input here. Let's see. Question from Donnie. Rodney, did you get confirmation?
Chargeverter.
Oh, okay. Chargeverter is capable of charging like you just showed, full-time on grid.
As long as your loads that you're going to is kind of separate, you can be pulling power out, and you got a panel to set up to do that way. I don't see why not. It's probably not recommended, but I mean, if you set it with the SOCs and say, hey, at this percentage come on, it's not going to be running all the time. So it's just going to run whenever it gets down to that 30% or 20 or whatever you have it set at. And then if you charge it up to 80 or 50 or whatever you're doing, it's going to stop. So I wouldn't see why it would be a problem myself. So no, I mean, I haven't asked anybody if you could do it full time, but I wouldn't see why not.
I've talked to several people that have had their setup, and that's kind of how they bypass having their inverter charge from the grid or be connected directly to the grid. They just have a Chargeverter. Some of them have relays on them. Some of them have contactors. The new Chargeverter, GC, has the built-in controls.
I guess because I have my eCam stuff on, it just popped up because somebody subscribed.
But
I don't
Yep.
know what's up with that.
that's hilarious. Okay.
But yeah, I've used my Chargeverter charging my batteries straight from the grid all the time, and no issues.
Yeah, I did that a lot early on. I never had an issue. I did it with the old yellow one and the new black one, so the GC and the original.
Yeah. Really, the only time I'm going to do it is if there's an emergency situation kind of coming up and we might lose power. Like we had all this ice, so I was worried about the grid power going out. And I just wanted my batteries topped off regardless of what was going on. So that's why I did it. So I don't do it all the time, but if I need to, I'm going to do it. Even if that book, like the original ones, it said in there, don't charge it from the grid, I'm pretty sure. But I did it anyway. So I don't know what the reasoning was. I don't know if it was because they were worried about you having neutral, the same one on coming into your inverters, and then I don't know, but it's going to DC, so I don't understand why that would be a problem. So I'll roll with it.
Yes, sir.
I don't have the fancy ones like you guys do. I have the old school yellow ones.
Gotcha. All right, we got it. We're kind of running out of time here, but pull this one up. Patrick Collins says, I'm sitting in the dark with a 500 watt inverter with a 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery running my internet and a fan while my entire district is without power. Solar is quite fun.
Where are you at, Patrick?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes. So, man, that is the place to start if you don't have anything else. A 500, 800 watt, 1000 watt, don't go any higher than that for this application probably. Inverter and a lithium battery, or go down to Walmart or Sam's Club and get yourself a big old, AGM battery or whatever it is, but I don't see the point doing that anymore. Less energy. So anyway, that's it, man. Look at you, and you got your internet going. You're watching our live stream. That's awesome.
Yeah. Looks like Jim has a question on there.
All right, let me get to it. Also, Jim says that's a good looking system. There we go. Yes, sir. All right, Rodney. I'm trying to find it down. Chargeverter. Okay. Real quick, is this what you're talking about, or farther down?
It's probably further down, but go ahead.
Okay.
No, it's further up, I think.
Rodney, oh man, I didn't realize how far down.
Let's see here. Oh no, it's below that. Yeah, it is below that.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out who Debbie was when she struck somebody.
A storm, I hope.
Okay. David, I slammed that like button. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh man, how about that? Woo! All right, we got a $10 super. Thank you, sir. Yep. John Guyver, thank you. $10 super chat or super thanks or something. I don't know. I don't see like a weird like monkey holding a surfboard or anything like that.
Is it super chat?
I guess so.
But Jim was on here saying if you don't find it, he was saying if it's plugged in the grid, talking about the Chargeverter, I guess. He says it does not turn on or off by state of charge. It does because I did it. So I don't know.
Oh, I see.
I got the GC version, of course, so it has the state of charge on it. But,
yes.
If you're talking about the original one, maybe it doesn't. But I have both of them, so I was using the GC version.
Right.
Yeah, the original would just be voltage.
But then also depends on your batteries.
Set up for the GC.
But it depends on your batteries, because if you have the Life Power V1 or Life Power 4 originals, they don't have the RS485 and the CAN ports, and you need to have both so that you can have one of them going to the inverter and then the other one goes to the Chargeverter.
And so this. Go ahead. Yep. This is what I did with mine. Basically, I have so many batteries that it doesn't really matter for my charge and discharge rate, because I'm able to bring in all my solar. I got like 12 or 13 batteries communicating with my inverters. And so I just left one of the batteries off, and I use that one battery to communicate the state of charge with my Chargeverter, and it works fine. So it just depends on your setup. If you have enough batteries that it's not going to matter, you can be able to bring in the solar. Like, let's say you only hooked up one battery to your inverters, it's not gonna let the full charge go in if you have 12 batteries. But if you have 11 of them hooked up and only one hooked up to the GC, I would do that. Especially if you don't have both ports, like you're saying, the CAN port and the RS485. But that's how I did it. But you can do it however you want, but just make it work.
I'm going to keep pulling up some chats here, but I will say we're pushing that 8 o'clock Central Time, and we're going to go another 5 minutes just due to us being late. But we're also at 4 super chats, so one more super chat, and we'll stick around another 30 minutes, and we'll roll with that. Does the Chargeverter charge flooded lead acid batteries? As far as I know, it is just a lithium charger. Yes. Lithium iron phosphate specifically. I've never seen it advertised otherwise, so I wouldn't try to use it for flooded lead acid. I mean, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Let's see. Richard is talking about his system there. All right. I have 2 24 volts hooked up in series with 3 48-volt rack batteries. Okay, interesting. And 1 48-volt wall mount battery. The 24-volt batteries do discharge a little more. So, all right, Richard's doing it. So, I mean, there's 24 volts versus 12 volts, but the principle still applies, right? So you might just have that that voltage state of charge drift. And hey, if you're interested in SOC drift, I just put out a video on that on the Life Power 4 batteries with an important update on the second video. So if that's applicable, check it out. You guys see any more questions? What's up, gentlemen? Jetfire RS in the house. Welcome.
Well, Fish is saying that his Chargeverter doesn't work with the state of charge, only voltage. It's the new Chargeverter. I don't know. What kind of batteries do you have? That's one thing, because it's really made to work with the EG4 battery. So if you have EG4 batteries, it should work.
Yeah.
So let us know what kind of batteries you got.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, because mine absolutely does. In fact, it shows state of charge, but it doesn't show voltage, which is a bug that I'm pretty sure they're aware of.
That's weird.
Maybe I have to get one of these and start playing around with it.
Bebop says I ordered one, but it hasn't shown up. Now they say it'll be March before they ship. Oh,
yikes!
That's a bummer. Just like those T-shirts, huh, Adam?
No kidding! Wow.
Y'all, the shirt you ordered from him?
I ordered one from him.
Adam
and
ordered
from
one of
Joe,
my new merch
both of them
shirts or whatever. But
yeah.
So just so anybody knows, if you do decide to order some of my merch, I've got it through Teespring, which is generally a pretty reputable company. They've been doing this a long time. They're like the first in the game, really. Apparently, I contacted them. I was really mad because it's like I can't have people ordering stuff and then it taking a month to show up. But one of their distributors got hit with tariff stuff, and then somebody else got messed up with something, and then one of their print houses disappeared or something. And so they are scrambling and freaking out over there trying to get stuff out. So I think they're just going through some really awkward times. So heads up on that. So I apologize if anybody's placed an order and hasn't received it yet. Cool merch, though.
Gavin showed up.
Gavin, howdy, welcome. Yeah, as long as you set the voltage parameters correctly, you could charge lead acid. Okay, cool. DC is DC, and that makes sense. You could, for sure. That makes sense. Thank you, Gavin. See, this is why you need to be on the show. Come on, next week, right? I want to see in the chat, Gavin. That's right. Hey, Gavin. All right, now we got hey, Gavin, or hi, Gavin. So now, Gavin, get on Unplugged. Gavin, get on Unplugged. Spam the chat.
Gavin, you got to take my place next week.
You said there's another question.
Yeah, Jetfire's got one.
Jetfire. I'm looking for it. I see. Hi, Gavin. Question. There it is. Do you guys think they will make a smaller version of the FlexBoss? Man, I'm thinking that might be what's coming on the 25th. Yeah, like instead of FlexBoss 21, maybe a FlexBoss 12. I don't know. I'm not sure what they've got
I
coming.
saw something today.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, spill it. No NDAs here.
Nope. on the EG4 Signature Solar Facebook group today, somebody asked a question or posted a comment saying, "Hey, I was looking at the EG4, what is it? Their solar sizing calculator. And on their calculator, there's a drop down where you select what inverter you're using to help figure out how many panels you can add. And in that drop down, there was a FlexBoss 18.
Ooh.
It's not on there now.
Yeah, I think somebody probably got a talking to.
Yeah,
and
they did that a few times.
Because
I remember EG4 put something on their website before they started selling it with Signature Solar, because a bunch of people saw it and they were like,
Yep.
"What?"
Yep.
Yes.
Sweet leaks.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. Although, like, I've still got so much content that I want to put out about the 6000 XPs. And I've talked to them. They're like, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're still awesome. People are buying them like hotcakes. That I just don't want to put out all that content and then immediately be obsolete, you know.
And I do want to put out something right quick to everybody, just so most people on the stream here that watch the channel and might buy something. So I haven't made a lot of sales this month, of course, through our affiliate link stuff, but I'm still going to do a giveaway. But this month is going to be the last month that I do it through only the people that's buying stuff through my links because of the YouTube rules. I don't want to get in trouble and all that. So from now on, I'm just going to do it on a live stream, either this Unplugged one or my live streams. So try to make it to all the live streams, and starting next month or whenever I decide to do a giveaway, it's just going to be done with the live stream. So if you're a part of the live streams, you guys are the ones that's going to win something. So, but it's going to be still, if I'm making sales, that's going to base it, what I'm able to give away. Of course, if I'm not making any money at all, then, you ain't going to be able to give away much, at least not that often. But just wanted to let you guys know that.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Real quick, Mike E says, does YouTube, well, I guess this YouTube format streaming offer had a pop up in the way, offer a live voice component? Would be kind of cool to have some of the viewers be able to explain their systems. You know what would be cool? We can always send out a link and bring one of you guys on as a guest, just like I'm doing right now to you guys. So that's something we'll talk about off air and figure out if we want to do something like that. But
I think he might be saying that maybe some of them will just want to call in. I have seen people on YouTube do it where they let people call in and they don't have to show their face. Some people might not want to be on video.
Yeah, well, we could do that too. I mean, we could have them as an
audio only.
Yeah, audio only, off camera person. Yeah, I think that's a really cool concept, Mike. So we could make that work. Yep, absolutely. So we are coming up on the end of our stream, unless in the next probably 30 seconds we get another super chat. And please don't do it if you don't feel like if you don't feel led to. Don't do it. This is not a charity. This is not a charity. We're having fun and we love having you guys here with us. What?
You didn't see it. Gavin said he's almost talked himself into being on the live stream.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
All right.
Just go ahead and send him out the link.
Yeah, we're just gonna plan on him being on next week.
Even if it's audio only, just
All right, everybody. Gavin's on next week. Go ahead and count it. Put it in the books.
That's right. That's right. If he's not, you have to unsubscribe from his channel and resubscribe to ours. Jim says Signature Solar uses Apple's web designers. Yeah, I guess as far as all the leaks and stuff.
So I guarantee you what they're doing is they're going on there updating it and accidentally putting publish instead of saving it. So, bam,
there it
fish.
is. We're
Hey,
around another
and fish,
30 minutes.
Fish, while you're on here, are you the one that sent me the comment today about the state of charge not working with the Chargeverter? Because I know you just talked about it here in the chat, but somebody sent a message to me today about that. So I'm wondering if this is like a problem with a lot of people, or I didn't have a problem with it. I plugged it up and it worked immediately. So it's weird.
That's right. Yeah.
They're not. Are there firmware updates with the new GC Chargeverter? Can you do that?
I've not seen anything on it.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I got it.
It's like the most popular super chat of all time. Love it. Cool. Love it, man. That's fun. Thank you guys so much. We're excited to stick around a little longer and keep on rolling because this honestly is so much fun. We enjoy it, and we have to put an end at some point. Otherwise, you see, go back to some of our older original chats where we're like 3 hours into it, and Adam still hasn't eaten dinner, and it's midnight. And it's time. Oh man,
that's funny.
It's too much fun though. We can't stop, so we force ourselves to. But thank you all, and okay, so what do we talk about for 30 minutes? You guys give us some questions, and let me see what we've got. We got 41. This is a record for East Texas Homestead streaming right now.
Bam.
Oh, now it says 33.
Nice.
That drops fast. But I saw 41. I'm telling you.
I saw 41.
Yeah. That, you know, we typically get a lot more streaming views over on Rodney and Adam's channels. So it's interesting. It's kind of fun to see that number go up a bit. Rodney, what's
up?
Videos do you have planned coming up in the making?
Right now, I'm working on the EcoFlow, the battery that everybody wanted me to test. So basically, I got the battery and it had a little bit of shipping damage. So they said it would send me another one. So I got that battery and working on that right now. So maybe in the next few days to the next week, I'll be done with that video. And then I have a solar panel racking system that oh man, did we just lose him? What's going on there? You still here?
The host.
Hey, but
my webcam just died.
Okay. All right. I'm just glad it's still going.
See,
I got
audio only.
Solar racking.
Yeah.
I got a solar racking system that I'm gonna be testing and putting out. Another ground mount. So I'm gonna be working on that and a few more things that I guess I can't really tell exactly what it is. So we'll see. I've been super slow on making videos lately, and I've recorded a bunch of stuff that I haven't finished. So sometimes you record it and you never finish uploading it, and then you never do. So that's been my situation here lately. Bam, he's back.
Hello. Way up in here. I gotta adjust that. Gosh,
so different camera?
Yeah, this is just the built-in MacBook Pro camera. It's just.
So your camera was on a battery?
No, it was plugged. It's plugged in. That's how it's connected. It just decided it was done. I don't know why.
I heard the beep and I was like, well, what am I hearing?
Yeah, it's really hot. I don't know if it overheated. It's like crammed up again. Well, I don't know. It's an Insta360 Ace Pro. It's not really made for, I mean, it's made to be able to do it, but anyway, let me try to zoom out a little bit. There we go. That's better. Yeah, man, you got a bunch of good stuff coming up, and I got something just kind of off the wall that I'm going to be working on. I just got them in yesterday, and I thought they were going to be really just like really crappy, but I got these. Someone sent me some night vision goggles.
Sweet.
Yeah. I was like, I've always kind of wanted some, but looking at them, I'm like, oh, they just don't look like they're going to be that great. And then I went. The boys and I went into a room without windows and like closed all the doors and turned them on. And like, if you were really, really still, you could like it would pick up what was on the other side of the room just a little bit, and I'm like, oh man, this is terrible. Like this is what I expected. And then I'm like, I was covering up the IR beam, and I'm like, it's not making a difference. And then I realized after you go into the IR view, you then have to turn the IR on, which seems to be a stupid setup. But I did that, and they're really cool, like really cool. So I'm excited about them. Great prep, and reasonably priced. So, yep, that's one thing I've got coming up that's not solar related, but just kind of fun.
Yeah, I have some PVS 14s, and they're pretty cool.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty cool. Guessing some actual real night vision goggles.
Military night vision.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Nice. These are not that.
Very not cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Adam, your EG4 6000 XP videos were a lifesaver. I was about to run my head through the wall. Don't do that. Self-harm is not condoned here with the settings, but you saved the day. Thanks, man. Very cool.
Glad to help.
Joseph Robertson. That's great. We got a question here. Tobias, anyone know how long the Ruxu Lithium 2 can remain in the box without being charged? All I know is I keep hearing Will talk about you don't want a dead battery to sit dead for very long. I haven't killed any batteries that way myself. I do have one right here that I'm testing that refuses to charge. So that might be the case. I don't know. Any idea, guys?
I would say most of those batteries should have something built into it where it's going to turn itself off until you wake it back up with like a charger or solar or something. So I think Will had a problem with one that didn't have that built in. But I think most of the batteries should have that built in. But I don't know about that brand, but you would think most of them have that. I mean, that seems pretty.
But there will still be self-discharge over time. Like it just it'll eventually.
And at a certain point, though, I think at a certain point, though, it'll kind of turn itself off, as far as I understand, and it won't self-discharge at all at a certain point. And then it'll just save that little percentage for you to hit it again with a charger or solar, and it'll turn the BMS back on. That's what I thought. Maybe I could be wrong, but guess that's a test somebody could do.
If it's in the box, usually those come shipped around like 50% state of charge.
Yeah.
It'll take a while.
So in the box, it should last quite a long time. Because if you think about it, they buy these things or they build these things, then they sit in warehouses till somebody sells them.
That's true.
And so it's gonna sit there for a while. So, I mean, months, even a year, I would imagine could sit in the box, no problem.
Yep. Rodney, what's your total solar in kilowatts? Awesome God Diver.
So just on my house, I think it's a little over 16 kilowatts right now. And then I have more solar here on this building. I can't remember. It might be about 6 or 7 kilowatts on this or something like that. I can't remember. But so total, 22, 23, somewhere around there. It's not all the same system, though.
That's great, man.
Here, I thought I was doing good at 12.
not enough.
Yep.
But of course, I have an EV for anybody that doesn't know, so I have to charge my electric car. So, and all my appliances are electric, so I'm using a lot of power. So,
yeah. Also, I saw. I think who was it? Someone was mentioning that Signature Solar still had some of the original Chargeverters, the yellow ones for sale. While I was there a week or so ago, they had 4 of them in their retail shop, and they said that was the end of it. So
it's not on their website. So
yeah, it's not on their website. But their retail shop had 4 of them last week. So, yeah. Okay. Mike Myers. Hey, Mike. All right. I bought a Chargeverter, but how do you decide what voltage to use for EG4 indoor wall mount batteries?
You can just use the state of charge, right? I mean, the
Um,
SOCs, and just let it charge automatically.
so you do still get to chart or set the charging
The maximum.
voltage. Well, the maximum SOC or the maximum disconnect voltage, but you also get to choose how much voltage to charge at. And let me, I've got some of that. I don't remember for sure. Mike, no, let me see. I pull up. I've got a note on it somewhere.
Okay. You can hear Eric typing.
Yeah. It's really slow. And backspace, misspelled word. So.
Yeah, Mike, the original
I guess you
one's
put the
getting
absorption.
discontinued.
Yeah, what?
Oh, that's another question. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't want to be wrong about it. Yeah. Mike, if we don't have that answer by the end of the night, and where's Gavin when we need him? Then we'll talk offline for sure about it. Okay, so I'm coming through the rest of the comments here. Bebop, you said it was in January when you ordered yours. Gosh, that's a long time. So
yeah, I've seen them out of stock a lot of places.
Yeah, and so the Chargeverter is being discontinued. That's the original yellow one, of which I don't know where I put mine. Somewhere around here. Not the, yeah. So it's the, I know it's right here on the shelf somewhere. The old yellow one's not the chart. So there's the Chargeverter, then there's the Chargeverter GC. The GC has the ability to communicate with the batteries, and it has a generator dry contact ability and stuff like that. So you can start and stop generators, and it's a much more advanced. But at the end of the day, it does the same thing. It charges your batteries. Both of them are 5,000 watt chargers. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Jim says, Mike, if lithium charged to 56.2 volts, there it is, at 60 amps, if you got the input amps. Yeah, so 62 or 56.2 volts, and then just adjust your amperage to whatever it is that you're working off of. So kind of an easy way for me to figure out what I'm going to set my amps to is I figure out how many watts I want to pull. So if I'm trying to pull if I'm trying to max out a 1200 watt continuous discharge on a 12 volt battery, for instance, and I'm using my like 3000 or 2000 watt inverter to then pull from the 12 volt battery to then dump into the Chargeverter to then dump into my 48 volt batteries. I take that 1200 watts and then I divide it by 60, and that gives me 20 amps. I take that 20 amps and I plug that into my Chargeverter. So if I'm wanting to run at, say if I've got a 4,000 watt generator, and I only want to do like say 3,000 watts on it, I'd take that 3,000 watts and divide by 60, and they've got you 50 amps of DC Chargeverter output. So that's just the quick thing that I do. It's not like it's not 100% like accurate to the to the decimal, but it's pretty darn accurate. It gets you close. Let's see. Hey guys, I just picked up a couple of Q Peak Duo 475 watt panels for free. What? Nice, for free. Only thing, they have some hairline cracks on them. Should I put them on my solar array? Are the hairline cracks, and this is a little bit of ignorance on my part, are the hairline cracks in the glass on the front, or is it in the silicone on the back, or like where's the, I'm guessing in the glass. Mine have snail trails all throughout it, but I haven't dealt with any cracked glass. And then putting them in your array is also going to be just like, do they, are they going to slow down the rest of your panels, so to speak? Or, depending on like all that, you guys can speak to that better than I can, but you don't want to have mismatched panels if they're way out of whack. What do y'all think?
Agree. I mean, I would definitely test each panel individually, and then you want to make sure there's no water intrusion getting to the cells or anything like that. So it all just depends on how bad it is. We'd kind of have to see it. But if you get any kind of water intrusion, of course it could short out. But if you just let a little bit get into the crack and it's not even getting to the cell, let's say it freezes, then what it's going to do, it's going to expand and then it's going to get to the cell. So you just need to be careful. You need to be careful with that kind of stuff for sure, because you don't want anybody to be getting shocked or destroy your system.
Yeah, I really don't have much more to add from what Rodney said. You kind of have to see what exactly you're talking about. I've seen people try and put like clear tape and stuff over some of these cracks, and whether or not it works, I don't know. I mean, anything translucent is gonna, prevent some kind of solar absorption, but yeah, you really don't want anything cracking all the way through to where you actually have a short. Test them out and see.
Eric, can't hear you.
Did you bump your mute button?
I did. My dogs are barking like crazy, so I went ahead and did that for y'all's benefit, and then I ruined 30 seconds of the stream. Tobias says, I got my 2 Ruxu batteries in December. Oh man, I got it. Okay, sorry. I keep having pop-ups. They've been sitting in the box waiting for the rest of the equipment to arrive, like FlexBoss and GridBoss. Nice. Now,
Nice.
just waiting for good weather. I hear that. And Mike E is telling Mike Myers, you just kind of have to play with the settings depending on your generator's output and such. This is true. If the generator starts sounding terrible, back off on your amperage. But the good thing is about using the Chargeverter is that you can put a lot dirtier power into that Chargeverter versus destroying your 12,000 XP, going straight to it. So, yeah.
And when you're going into it with a generator, let's say you have 6,000 XPs, you're gonna have to have enough to run all your loads and charge your batteries at the same time. When using a Chargeverter, if you're using a generator, all you need enough is to run that Chargeverter and you're good. Yep. So it also depends on your setup. There's a lot of different situations and a lot of different ways to do stuff, but just have to think through whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah, and Jim has a great point. Just open up the box and check the voltage. I mean, if it's low, charge it. If not, then don't.
I'd imagine you'd be fine.
Yeah.
But it never hurts to check it.
Yep. Bebop says, I got buzzed by my inverter the other day when I didn't open the switch on the inverter. What? That doesn't sound fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Donnie's like, do what Eric does and just make a table out of them. Yeah. I mean, they make great tables. Man, I've dropped so many items on that one. Like there was one time. What was it that I had? Oh, it was that stinking Life Power battery that's over there. Life Power 4, the V2. I dropped it on the corner, and that's like a 100-pound battery onto that solar table or solar panel table. I thought for sure I was gonna just crack it. It didn't. Yeah, man. I just set my Gen Steven. Hey Steven. I just set my Gen 1 Chargeverter to 56 volts at 100 amps. And let my 4 JK inverter BMS handle the charge. Yeah. And Jim was just kind of curious, you know, is it not recommended to use at least 4 batteries with FlexBoss and GridBoss combo? Maybe he's got some more coming, maybe not. I think, you know, there's recommended and there's necessary for sure. If you're gonna, depending on your loads, like if you know you're gonna max it out, if you know you're going to max it out, then you definitely need to have the amount of batteries to max it out. But, you know, I know for sure whenever I get what I was planning on doing with the 12,000 XP here with this one battery, you're not supposed to have just one battery with the 12,000 XP. I know that you guys have done the same thing, or at least Rodney, you have, where you've tested it. You just can't overdraw on the amperage. Otherwise you just fault it out. So, yeah.
So it's going to be limited. That's it.
Yes. Yes. Solar tables. That I wish I could say like my dining room table is a solar panel.
They're on his merch.
Cool. Oh yeah, dude, there we go. Start like creating some legs and stuff and just send them out. Yeah, no. Just in here, I just put it on top of this plastic table. I've got to jimmy rig it a little bit, but it makes a much larger surface, so I like that. Man, yeah, I think two batteries minimum, because you need 200 amps minimum, I think. But did he say FlexBoss FlexBosses or FlexBoss? I can't remember.
It says 300 amp hours. That's what it's saying.
Oh, okay. Cool. And that's, man, we made it to the end of the comment. No, we didn't. There's Tobias. Thanks everyone for your response. Okay, cool. Yeah. Dude, let us know how it goes when you get your equipment in. That sounds like an awesome, it's gonna be a fun build. So send us some pictures and we will talk about them here and just share with everybody. So that'd be fun.
I wonder if anybody else on the stream has installed any of the FlexBosses or GridBosses.
Yeah, I know there's a couple guys on here that have them. I'm trying to remember who it is. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, question. Here we go. Donnie. 6,000 XP settings for float absorption inverter cutoff. Man, this is the kind of stuff where I was actually talking to Adam the other day about it. It's like when I get into these questions, I feel a bit I feel a bit unprepared, or not even just prepared, but unable to answer them because I just bought stuff that communicates between themselves, right? So I never have to mess with those settings, which is a huge selling point. But you know, for those of you who do, like, I just don't know the answers. Rodney.
Yeah, I would say when I've ran my stuff just off the voltage before, that you're not gonna be able to set it at like 57 volts. At least I wasn't, because it seemed like some of the batteries would be topped off before the other ones. So I think I would set it like 56.2 or something like that, and then maybe the float at 54 or something like that. It just depends on where you want it, but you're definitely not going to be able to have it as high as that 57 if you have a lot of batteries, because some of them will always get, just one of the cells is going to get charged before another one, and it'll cut it off, and then you'll be looking at it like, why is this charging over here and this one ain't charging? So I've never set them at 57, but maybe somebody else has, but I've always set them a little less.
Well, my last video, like I bump it up to 57 if I need to do a BMS reset. I'm looking over here at Will Prouse's recommendations, and he says absorption 58 volts, float 54.4, and inverter cutoff at 42.8 volts to 48 volts, depending.
Yikes.
That 58 just sounds super high.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on your setup, but I could never do it like that. It seemed like several of the batteries will be kicking out. The BMS is turning them off, saying over voltage. So
yeah, I think he's relying on different battery brands and having the BMSs stop charging when they hit whatever their maximum over voltage is set to. That would 58 would allow all of them to get up to that point, but yeah, that seems really high. And then even the low voltage disconnect for the inverter seems really low at 42.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
the BMS is probably gonna turn off before that, ain't it?
Probably.
Let's see, man. Questions are coming in, and we're coming up on time here. So let's see if we've got any more questions for sure. We got the chat going. Yeah. I don't see 58 is high. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at a screenshot from his video, and typically he knows what he's talking about. So, Will, if you're on the chat,
let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, fish. There we go. Right. Grid Boss, Flex Boss. Wow. I'm still using the 6500s, and they're still kicking, man. That's great. Mike E, I set mine at Will's recommendations, and it worked just fine. I was on the 6500s since at that time. Yeah. Yeah, and yep, that's 3.625 per volt, or volts per cell. If they aren't balanced and BMS isn't right, you got trouble.
Yeah, because 50, I think 58, is it 58.4 is 3.65 volts per cell? So that's like top.
Yeah. Donnie Thomas, I have 314 amp hour cells with 200 amp JK BMS. Been hearing good things. All right. Guys, I guess if we don't have any more questions, we will we'll wrap it up. So go ahead and I guess Adam, give yourself a little outro here. I'm gonna put Adam's links in the chat here, and then just let everybody know real quick what you're thinking, final thoughts, and then we'll move on to Rodney, and I'll close this out.
Well, thanks again, Eric, for hosting tonight. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I think I saw, 41, 42 is our top viewer count. I think next week I'm on deck to host. So the link's in the channel that Eric will drop in there. That's where you'll see the invitation for next week's live stream, 8 o'clock on my channel, Eastern Time. And again, I'll put out another plug live at easttexashomestead.com. if you want to share your install, show us what you've done. We're not doing it to, say, hey, look at how bad this is. We just want to share and give folks different ideas of how you can install systems, and even share some pros, cons, and what you would do different going forward. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Rodney. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.
That's right. And
Oh yeah.
put unplugged in the subject line whenever you you send a live at easttexashomestead.com with your stuff. Yep.
Oh yeah, and everybody thank Eric for hosting. This is it's kind of aggravating sometimes when you're hosting a live stream, so we definitely appreciate it.
It is stressful. It's stressful,
especially when you have some technical difficulties. But hey, we do the
Yep.
best we can, so we like to thank him for that. And hey, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hey, go check me out, of course. So I think you put my link and stuff into the chat somewhere.
I'm working it. It says it didn't work, but I'm pushing it again.
And next week, don't forget, Thursday, 8 p.m. Go ahead. Adam's going to be hosting. I won't be here. Hopefully, Gavin will be here, so y'all can get some new people on here talking. But
there we
appreciate
go.
everybody that's on the stream, as always.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you, Rodney and Adam. Those are, I guess that's Rodney's info. It looks crazy up there like that. But check them out. If you're not already subscribed, definitely subscribe to them. Hey, if you're here watching Unplugged and you're not subscribed to our channels, come on. Why? You gotta make sure you're notified. We deeply appreciate y'all coming. It's so much fun having y'all here. We might get together and talk otherwise, like if y'all weren't here, but we definitely wouldn't be doing it like this in the same way we and
no,
because we weren't before. It's not that I don't like these guys, but seriously, but it's a lot. It's fun having the community. So appreciate you guys joining us, because y'all are what makes it worth doing it. Thanks for the super chats. That's fun. Not expected.
Oh yeah.
Not please don't ever put yourself out just to do it. But it's also fun to stick around another 30 minutes. I had a question real quick. Last one. Did I get inspected? Did our systems get? I don't think any of us have been inspected. There was James BSA. Eric, did you have to be inspected for electrical? No, I didn't. As far as I know, I don't have to be, but maybe I'm missing something. If I were to be selling back to the grid, I would for sure have to be. But as far as my setup is concerned, it is a giant UPS that I have plugged into an outlet that is the grid. And then my house is just pulling off of that. So that's kind of the way that works with an off-grid system. I just saw a couple more comments here, but I think we're wrapping it up, guys. We could stick around all night. We're already pushing it. And Adam's starving. And
oh, no kidding. My stomach's just growling away.
But seriously, we appreciate everybody coming, and we look forward to doing it again next week. Good things to come on all of our channels. And it's all because y'all keep watching, liking, sharing, and shopping through our links. Oh, I was going to put one more thing out here. If you're going to shop on Signature Solar, you can shop through Rodney. You're going to shop on Current Connected, shop through Adam. And I just put out, if it dropped, I don't think it did because I don't see it. If you're going to shop on Amazon today, it's not doing it. It just keeps giving me an error message. There it is. Nope, just kidding. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's what you need to do.
Don't shop Amazon today.
Yeah. James, man, no worries. It's good to have you on, and sorry we had to run short just after you jumped on here, but we're glad you were able to make it to the end, because Fish saved the day. Fish for president. We'll go there. All right, guys, that's it. Over and out. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, see you.